Shalom. Good evening to all who are gathered here, to all who are gathered online. We welcome you. It's a lovely Tu B'Shvat Shabbat. So at the end of the service, we will amend the end. We will do an amended ended with a brief Tu B'Shvat Seder. It's called the 10-minute Tu B'Shvat Seder. We'll ask you to turn on your timers at that point and see if we can do it in 10 minutes or less. All about the fruits and the nuts that we celebrate at this time of year as the sap is beginning to rise in the trees in Israel, even though we're shivering in the cold here. I'm Cantor Wally Shackett Briskin. Happy to welcome you here this Shabbat evening, this lovely Shabbat evening here at Temple Sheriamoth. We have our Kolinu band with us this evening to help us along. We'll introduce them at the end. We have our president, Jennifer Fessler. And take a moment, please, to look around you, to get familiar with the space, perhaps introduce yourself to an unfamiliar mask, and to just take a moment. I know we rushed into it this evening, but to actually take a moment to regain our composure, to inhale a little bit of Shabbat that's around us, to allow Shabbat to fill us and to fill us up, and to be grateful for the week that has been, and to take a pause, a moment to reflect on this Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. So if you're all like me, it is absolutely freezing outside. And I just want you guys to remember we are still collecting coats for our coat drive. We'll be collecting through the end of the month. The bins are in the lobby. And I want to thank everybody who's donated so far. We have gotten so many coats, and so many people are going to be warm this season, so thank you. Please join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. and Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. for Torah study. Each week we dive deeper into the Parsha of the week, and I find it very interesting to hear others' interpretations, so please join us. And on Saturdays following Torah study is our Saturday morning minyan. This is an in-person and online, so if you'd like to join us for some spiritual on Saturday morning, or if you'd like to lead a service or participate, please certainly reach out to us. This week I had the honor of meeting Mort Blumenthal's family. Mort was a longtime congregant of Temple Rodef Torah and established the We Remember Stars. When visiting your loved one's grave, it is a tradition to put a stone on their gravestone. When Mort lost his wife, he searched for a personal way to remember her and created these stars. You can purchase yours for a nominal fee at the Temple office. They're blank on the back and comes with a Sharpie, so you can put a personal note on it to leave it on the gravestone. And please, they're in the front office, or Dina by the rabbi's office has all the information that you need for them. But they're really beautiful and special, and we're happy to have it here at Temple Sheriamoth. Thank you, Cantor Wally and the entire Kolenu band for leading tonight's Tu B'Shvat service, and Shabbat Shalom.
It's our pleasure because of an upcoming bat mitzvah. In fact, in about a little more over 12 hours from now, we will celebrate the becoming a bat mitzvah of Jordan. And so it's my pleasure to invite forward Jordan Bauer, daughter of Jason and Sarah, to come forward along with Jason and Sarah to help us with the candle lighting and the Kiddush. Tonight, and I'll tell you while they're on their way up, we'll have a special reading this week in commemoration of events that happened last Saturday evening.
Let us kindle the Shabbat lights as a symbol of our determination and resilience. It is a tradition that we light candles for the number of members of our family. Tonight we light 4, one for each member of Congregation Beth Israel that was redeemed from captivity. For last Shabbat, they became a part of our family. Let us say together the community affirmation said at the healing service on Sunday in Colleyville, Texas.
We stand together against hatred, bigotry, and violence. We stand together in love and support of each other. We stand together in words and deeds. We stand together understanding that our actions matter.
Asher Kedeshanu B'mitzvah Tov V'tzivanu L'Hadlik Ner Shel Shabbat.
You can light the other two as well.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot. In love and favor, you made holy Shabbat, our heritage, as a reminder of the work of creation. As first among our sacred days, it recalls the exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your holy Shabbat as an inheritance. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lemase v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace, our Chatzi Kaddish. Yitgada ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei ve'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon, Uchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala, ba'agala, uvizman kariv, v'emeru, Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach, le'alam u'la'alamei alamaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, ve'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yit'aleh, v'yithalal, shemei rekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran b'alma v'emeru, Amen. If you're able, please rise for our call to worship. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 the service, we usually do a prayer of creation, and so a creative interpretation of that, especially in light of this week having been Tu B'Shvat on Monday, we sing This Pretty Planet, a poem and song written by Tom Chapin, Harry's brother, which we introduced last week, and hopefully you remember, and you can sing in 3 parts. This pretty planet, spinning through space, you're a garden, you're a harbor, you're a holy place. Golden sun going down, gentle blue giant, spin us around. All through the night, safe till the morning light. This pretty planet, spinning through space, you're a garden, you're a harbor, you're a holy place. Golden sun going down, gentle blue giant, spin us around. All through the night, safe till the morning light. This pretty planet, spinning through space, you're a garden, you're a harbor, you're a holy place. Golden sun going down, gentle blue giant, spin us around. All through the night, safe till the morning light. Together, everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Sing the words that in Hebrew can be found in every mezuzah. And you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day together. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our Hashkivenu prayer says, "Blessed are you, God, who spreads a shelter of peace over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem." Baruch atah, atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah, atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. איני ובן בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Please rise for our Amidah. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chazdei Avot Ve'imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei V'neihem, Le'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Le'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkei L'chaim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Nofalim Ve'Rofei Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Givurot, U'Mido Melach, Melech Memit U'Mechayeh, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Please be seated. Let's read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfills its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'or pause for a moment of silent prayer. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Yehi ratzon imrei fi, egon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, vegoali, iyu leratzon imrei fi. We always take a moment to think of those who are in need of healing. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu Abraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah, hu yirapeh v'yirafeh et hacholim. May the one who blessed our ancestors with strength and with merit and with fortitude and allowed them to live long, long lives send strength and healing to our loved ones who are under care, who are in recovery, who are for all those who are in need of healing. We think especially of Glenn Cohen, Daniel and Mindy Minerva, Stephen Rice, Jordan Silverman, Richard Cohen, Brian Roche, Colleen Syatt, Norma Menaker, Jan Gale, Ron Klug, Karen Schiffman Goldstein, Arlene Schwartz, Ali Glazer, Samantha Ratner, Joey Ratner, Benjamin Ratner, Kate Ratner, Robert Rankovich, Grayson Shukovsky, Barbara Lovino, Michelle Safran, Rich Bowden, Spencer Gray Rothstein, Benita Apple, Brody Scher, Tammy Bowling, Carol Levine, Fira Schwartz, Samuel Finkelstein, Arnold Levine, Jenna Schneller, Bonnie Eskowitz, Nechama Leah, Bert Stillman, Richard Craig, Abe and Rhea Drucker, Alice Schumann, G. Garmel, Kathleen Lewitt, Linda Esposito, Myra Baskin, George White, Cheryl Herskowitz, Jessica Donatelli, Auntie Annie, Jared Naratsky, Salvatore Profaci, Harriet Domro, Jeffrey Cohen, Joel Samet, and all those afflicted with COVID-19. If there are others whom you'd like to mention out loud so that we can add our prayers to yours, please mention them out loud now. May all in need of healing find healing and strength. May those who love them and care for them find strength and healing as well. And let us say, Amen.
May the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
On page 586, please rise for Aleinu as our ark is open.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. We think now of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. We think especially tonight of those 880,976 Americans who have succumbed to COVID, over 5,586,082 in the world. We think of the families of those who are sitting Shiva, the 7-day mourning period, Mort Blumenthal, Lois Heller, Larry Slater, Lucy Schachter Fox. And those who are in Shloshim, the families of Shani Schwartz and Daniel Wolt in their 30-day mourning period. We also think of those whose yahrzeits, the anniversary of their passing, occurs this week, and we commemorate this Shabbat. Benjamin Abrams, Fanny Alderman, Edgar Alster, Harris Anderman, Michael Barron, Bruce Barron, Mira Bauer, Simon James Beiser, Francis Bergen, Kenneth S. Bidner, Mikhail Bronovich, Alex Citron, Casper DeVito, Nettie Duger, Leon Drucker, Jack Fireman, Robert Fisher, William Flamholtz, Bessie Zolan Fox, Ella Fox, Stanley Frankenthaler, William Friedman, Alan Gardner, Norman Gastman, Morris Gelber, Bennett Gitnick, Charles Goldberg, Ervin Goldberger, Lester Golden, Daniel Shepard Goldenberg, George Goldstein, Ann Gontarski, Mark Gross, David Halpert, Seth Hanover, Emmanuel Hershkovitz, Ada Kalmus, Max Karpf, Sylvia Katkin, Abraham Kazin, Herman Kessler, Myrna Klass, Hannah Cutting, Bernard Kupferman, Rose Kushner, Robert Lev, Fritz Lieber, Hope Lipman, Seymour Martyr, Pearl Martyr, Margarita Marshak, Herman Messenger, Herbert Messenger, Helen Moorstein, Karen Norat, Eleanor Ostrowitz, Rosalind Pataski, Samuel S. Rausch, Mikhail Rivlis, Raymond Rosen, Max Sachs, Rose Sanders, Irving Schiller, Richard Schleifstein, Phyllis Schloss, Irma Schneier, David Schwartz, David Dewey Seifter, Eddie Schwecki, Pauline Santup, Michael Sporn, Stanley Stiller, Dorothy Sweet, Bertha Tinkler, Sarah Waldman, Joseph D. Wasserman, Benjamin Waxman, Archie Wexler, Alvin Weiner, Helen Weiss, Abraham Weissman, Carly Elise Wines, Gussie Wolk, Marion Zauderer. We think also of 6 individuals who perished in the Holocaust, and rather than say they were one of 6 million or 6 of 6 million, we name them by name. Marcel Sudwartz, Kirsiel Reidlich, Jente Avraham, Moshe Spashman, Sarah Loshak, Sonia Dorfman. Grateful for their memories, we rise as one loving community for the words of the Mourner's Kaddish, page 598. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalamei alamaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemei dekudsha, v'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn, and comfort to those who are bereaved, as together we say, amen.
Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimeru, amen.
Please be seated. If you don't mind me putting you on the spot, Jennifer, would you like to read our list of people who have done offerings and had made contributions to the temple this evening?
So we'd like to say thank you to those who made donations in memory of Eugene Paris, Mort Blumenthal, Daniel Wolt, Lois Heller, Janice Solomon, Larry Slater, and Fred Ong. Also those that made donations for the yurtsite of Herbert Messenger, Anne Perlin Freed, Joseph Wasserman, Frida Kotler, Fritz Lieber, Jack Waldman, Sarah Waldman, Robert Lev, Richard Schleifstein, George Goldstein, Alex Citron, Marvin Davis, Jack Fireman. Sorry, I went to go lick my finger to turn the page. Irma Schneier, Hope Littman, Phyllis Schloss, Jenny Rosenhoff, Esther Schubert, Ella Fox, Anna Haft, Morris Gelber, Irving Stone, Ann Guntarski, Ruth Height, Max Karf, and Kenneth Beidner. Also, donations were made in the honor of the bat mitzvah of Ellie Knarek, marriage of Miriam Bowman and Brian Burston, and complete and speedy recovery of Glenn Cohen, and in appreciation of Rabbi Pinkin. And Mazel Tov to Scott and Amber Katzelnick on the birth of their son, Jack David Katzelnick.
Well, while you're up here, why don't we invite people to share some good news, and you can do the Phil Donahue thing and bring the microphone right to them. It's always good to share in some good news because your mazel hopefully is our mazel, meaning if you've had a lucky day, hopefully that'll rub off on us and we can have a lucky day. Who's had something good happen to them this week or did something good this week?
We had a really difficult week, but we were supported so much by our old TRT family and our new TSC family, and it meant a lot to us.
Well, thank you.
I go back to college tomorrow. So,
This is good news. What do you think, parents? Is that good news? Yeah, okay. Parents agree.
I guess I can say something about college, taking my daughter to college just last Tuesday. That was a great day, very excited.
Yay.
Hi, my grandson Michael made his first goal in hockey this week.
Excellent. Does he still have all his teeth? Good, good, good. Terrific. It's always nice to share good news. So thank you. And as we're about to move into our Tu B'Shvat Seder, of course, the ritual for eating begins with Hamotzi. So please join me. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our prayer is joyfully said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. All right. If those in the sanctuary, because we're not eating in the sanctuary, of course, can imagine that they have some fruits in front of us, and those at home, if you'd like to gather some fruits and nuts around, it's like a scavenger hunt. Find whatever fruits are around. The question comes about why Tu B'Shvat and why are we celebrating in the middle of winter, it would seem, a birthday of the trees. And, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 3 good reasons, but first let's sing Hine Matov. What key?
B minor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a good key. I like that one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov how good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. might be wondering, again, why are we celebrating Tu B'Shvat, the birthday of the trees, in the middle of winter? 3 good reasons, I'll tell you what, 3 good reasons. Number 1, trees are mentioned in the Torah as things that are protected until their 5th year. Okay, so the first 4 years, you can't eat of the fruit of a tree that's planted in the Holy Land. On the 5th year, you get to eat it. The 4th year, the 3rd year, somewhere around there, you have to give it to the priests or the temple or to offer as a sacrifice. Year 5 is when you get to eat it. So the question arose, how do we know when a tree is 5 years old? The traditional method of finding out a tree's age is you cut it down, you look at the rings, and then you can tell, oh yes, this fruit is about to... No. So a rabbinic law was commanded that on the 15th day of the month of Shvat, which occurred this last Sunday night in a Monday, was the Tet Vav of the month of Shvat in Judaism. Tu B'Shvat was to be the official birthday of the trees. Anything that blossomed or was planted before Tu B'Shvat in a particular Jewish year, that's a new birthday for the trees, a new year. The tree is 1 year old on Tu B'Shvat. All trees are gaining another year this week. Second thing that's fun about the Tu B'Shvat, number 2, the sap begins to rise in the trees. And on Tu B'Shvat, having grown up in Southern California, in a temperate climate, in a tropical sort of desert climate, not unlike it is in Israel, on about the 15th of Shvat, no matter when it happened, like late January, early February, our almond tree in the front yard would suddenly burst into blossom. And so you'll see almond trees in various parts of the world, right around that kind of latitude, that burst into blossom right around Tu B'Shvat. Here, it's cold. Other places, the sap is beginning to rise in the trees, and we're beginning to see them. In the 16th century, in Svat, Isaac Luria, who also was responsible for helping create Lecha Dodi and a number of Shabbat rituals, also said, let's celebrate trees in a way that's a spiritual rising of the spirit, basically. And based it on the Passover Seder and gathered a bunch of fruits together and talked about different types of fruit. So a blessing over fruit from a tree is very similar to the blessing over the wine that we said earlier. Here it ends, Borei Pri Hagafen. When you eat of the fruit of a tree, you say Borei Pri Ha'etz. All right? So grab your fruit that comes from a tree in your hand, and let's say the blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei Pri Ha'etz. Amazing. When you eat a piece of fruit, that's the blessing that you say. And since before we had major trucking lines that would bring fresh produce to various parts of the world, it was very rare that you would get a fresh apple or a fresh pineapple this time of year. So the first time in a season that you eat a piece of fruit, well, there's a first for everything at each season, and so we thank God for allowing us to eat the first fruit of the season with Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechayanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach this day. So in a Tu B'Shvat Seder, you might have 3 or 4 different types or categories of fruit. Anyone figure what, if you were to divide your fruit into 3 or 4 categories, what could you say differentiates one fruit from another fruit? We're talking about physical manifestations of fruit. Yes, Mary.
Fruit that comes from a tree,
Fruit that comes from a tree.
from a vine, from the ground.
Yes, we've got the kind of the high fruit that comes from trees, fruits that grow on bushes maybe, and vines, and fruit that grows underground. Although, those are more vegetables that grow underground, but yes. Okay, what's another way to divide the fruit, yeah? The color of the fruit. Yeah, you could have a rainbow of fruit. Our ancient rabbis, going back to Isaac Luria, decided that the differentiation that we'll make between the fruits of the Seder are those that have a shell, those that have a pit, and maybe those that have both. Okay, and possibly a 4th category, depending on who you ask, that has an outer shell, an inner shell, and that which is edible in between. Oh yes, and the fruits that are able to be eaten all the way through, like those seedless grapes. So those could stand to represent some different types of people, or the different ways that the earth protects us, right? A hard outer shell and a soft inside. Something that's kind of fleshy on the outside but has a hard pit. And maybe something that's edible and sweet all the way through. So think about those different kinds of fruit as you eat them tonight. We're also going to sing a song that comes from a psalm called Tzadik Katamar. We are compared to trees not only because of their fruit, but because we should stand like a date palm, and we should grow tall as a cedar in Lebanon. And the name of the song is Tzadik Katamar. And it goes a little something like this. One. Tzadik Katamar Yifrach, Yifrach, Tzadik Katamar Yifrach, Tzadik Katamar Yifrach, Yifrach, Tzadik Katamar Yifrach. Ge'eretz Balavanon Yizke, Ge'eretz Balavanon Yizke, Ge'eretz Balavanon Yizke, Yizke. Ge'eretz Balavanon Yizke, Ge'eretz Balavanon Yizke, Ge'eretz Balavanon Yizke, Yizke, Tzadik Katamar. Tzadik Katamar Yifrach, Yifrach, Tzadik Katamar Yifrach, Tzadik Katamar Yifrach, Yifrach, Tzadik Katamar Yifrach. Ge'eretz Balavanon Yizke, Ge'eretz Balavanon Yizke, Ge'eretz Balavanon Yizke, Yizke. Ge'eretz Balavanon Yizke, Ge'eretz Balavanon Yizke, Ge'eretz Balavanon Yizke, Yizke. But which celebration, what celebration of Tu B'Shvat would be complete without the singing of Debbie Friedman's Plant a Tree for Tu B'Shvat? Here we go. We're going to dig a hole. I'm going to turn to the right page here. Un momento, because this is so cool. We get to sing this all together. Okay, everybody, it says here, grab your pots and shovels and some soil and let's plant some seeds for Tu B'Shvat. Let's dig a hole, let's dig a hole and plant a seed. Let's water it, oh, let's water it, 'cause it is Tu B'Shvat. Look at the sprouts, look at the sprouts, they're coming up. Let's water them, oh, let's water them, 'cause it is Tu B'Shvat. Trees are blowing in the wind, they're blowing. Trees are blowing in the wind. Whoosh! Trees are blowing in the wind, they're blowing. Trees are blowing in the wind. Look at the leaves. Look at the leaves, they're growing now. Let's water them, oh, let's water them, 'cause it is Tu B'Shvat. Look at the tree. The trunk is so much taller now. Let's water it, oh, let's water it, 'cause it is Tu B'Shvat. Here's the verse. Look at the tree. The tree is so much taller now. Let's water it, oh, let's water it, 'cause it is Tu B'Shvat. Trees are blowing, trees are blowing in the wind, they're blowing. Trees are blowing in the wind. Whoosh! Trees are blowing in the wind, they're blowing. Trees are blowing in the wind. Just look at me. Just look at me. I'm blowing now. Don't water me, no, don't water me, 'cause it is Tu B'Shvat. Oh yeah. Don't water me, please, don't water me, 'cause it is Tu B'Shvat. Hooray for trees! All right. And a chorus. A chorus is coming to us. Very nicely done. So we want to say, may God bless you and keep you. So draw your loved ones close or put a hand over your heart and let us say together, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May you be blessed. May you be safe. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha vichuneka. May you be luminous, may you be loved. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you be joyous, may you be healthy, may you be whole. Shabbat shalom. And as we send you on your way to eat of the fruit of the trees and distribute the challah, exactly. Can't wait, can't wait. Let us sing you out with Oseh Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Oseh Shalom B'Romav. V'yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel. Ve'imru. Oseh Shalom B'Romav. V'yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel. Ve'imru. Oseh Shalom B'Romav. V'yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel. Ve'imru. Amen. Thank you to our Kolenu band. Ve'imru. Amen. Thank you to our viewers at home. Ve'imru. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.